Well, welcome to the very first edition of 9pin, Bay of Islands Sailing Week podcast, brought to you by Insight Media. I'm your host, Isaiah Bentley, better known as Ziz, and with me today we have Bay of Islands Sailing Week committee member Rob Silkema, a local legend.
Hey bro.
Also joined by Bay Weeker, sailmaker, and very seasoned boatie, Richard Kiff, also known as Scoobs.
Hey.
How are you boys going?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah, good. Great to be here.
Nice intro, bro. I
Yeah.
saw that. It's like a radio host. It's nice.
I've been practicing it for the last week, eh?
I think you nailed it.
Richard, you're a very fitting first guest. Your parents started off Bay Week, so we thought we'd have you here and start off the Bay of Islands Sailing Week podcast. What was the setup like?
Mum and Dad, when we were at school, did a whole bunch of things for us. So we had two sisters and a brother.
Yeah.
And they took us yachting every weekend. And then Dad thought it'd be a great idea to have a regatta like Cows Week in the Bay of Islands. And it's taken a while. And the first one was, I can't remember how many boats, but we had...
Humble beginning.
It was a humble beginning, very slow beginning, but I think we maybe had 5 sport boats. I normally sail a sport boat, and it was...
It's just been uphill from there, really.
It's just grown and grown. I think back in the day there was more spent across the bar than the last regatta we did.
Times have changed.
Times have changed,
Only 5 boats.
Pops
That's
around.
impressive.
Yeah. No, there was an A division and a B division, but
Yeah.
there's probably only 8 or 9 boats in each one. It's a great venue though. Opah is a setup, and having grown up in Opah, what a spot.
And it's perfect time of the year, really. I think that sea breeze kicks in.
Sea breeze kicks in every day at about sort of midday, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that's pretty
Why
awesome.
do they make us go out so early?
Yeah, that's a good question,
I
right?
have to bring that up with the committee.
Every year it's
I'm
the
really
same.
tired in the morning.
You're really hungover, Rob.
I'm tired,
So, Richard, you've done 8 America's Cups?
Yeah, I left school and thought the way to do more sailing was to become a sailmaker.
Yeah. And you've
And
done 4 Volvos?
Yeah,
Oh.
and then only on the aeroplane fixing sails, never on the ocean, which is a shame.
Yeah. What have you been up to at the moment?
Right now I'm a chase boat driver for the Black Foils Sail GP team, which is a good change. It's really Pete and Blair are good guys to work for.
Yeah.
Do they give you a cool business card for that?
No, I haven't got one yet.
Talk to them about that.
Yeah.
I heard you were making them, Rob, for a while.
We can put a special order in. Cup teams and Volvos and all sorts, mate. Like, you're a quiet man. You don't like to talk this stuff up, but one thing I wanted to know is how many triangles have you made?
Well, a few triangles, and the mains was now more rectangular. So
Yeah, copy. That's evolution.
yeah.
A whole nother side to deal with.
Yeah, it's too many to count,
So you're good with shapes then?
Pretty good with shapes, I know.
A few shapes on the dance floor.
Yeah.
So is that your secret of becoming so sought after in the sailing world?
I guess once you do a good job in one program, and then people know your name, and then they're just, as long as you don't have one or piss people off, then you're generally good to get another job.
Yeah.
And then they talk to people, and they talk to people, and then it's
Word of mouth sort of thing.
word of mouth,
Yeah.
just like Baby.
Yeah.
It's growing and growing. Because
What I love about someone like Scoobs, or a lot of people who come and do Bay Week, they go and do the America's Cup and the Volvo, and they're up in Europe, and they're back to New Zealand, and then like suddenly they've just got Bay of Islands Sailing Week on their calendar, on their schedule. Like, why do you come back for that every year?
Well, I own a sport boat with two other sailing legends. My brother Tom, who is the boat captain for RAN Racing in the
I've
UK.
never heard of Tom. Don't know.
And he's a big, tall, blonde guy.
Way
You can't miss him. He's much bigger than me.
Way up there.
And the other guy is Stu Wilson, who's another America's Cup veteran and Volvo Ocean Race veteran. And we own the boat together, and we're all from the Bay of Islands, and we love to come home and sail together because we don't have to sail with any idiots. We get to sail with our mates.
It's so
And it's great.
And because you're coming home.
Coming home.
And is that a good excuse to get mum to do your washing?
Mum always seems to do the washing, yes, when we come home.
Pack the lunch as
Even
well.
though we've all moved out, and I have a house in the Bay of Islands, and Mum always seems to do the washing, yeah.
Does she do Stu's washing as well?
She probably does, yeah. No, she has done Stu's washing. And she cooks us dinner too.
But she can sail a boat as well.
She's a very handy boat sailor. Mum and Dad took us offshore when we were kids. We did a lot of ocean crossings on the family yacht, which unfortunately they've just sold, which is, times change and circumstances. Everyone's getting older, so yeah.
And Robs, you've done a few bay weeks by now, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done a couple.
Yeah. And gnarliest crash bay week?
Oh, we had some pretty good scenes early on. Like we did a couple of with Pussy Galore, the Cooks and 50 back in the day. And there was some big waves and some big wipeouts at that time. But probably the best one I've ever done was not that long ago with a guy from Insight, Jacob Future, and we had like this one year where there was some pandemic or something going on, and a bit of sickness going around.
You guys have the COVID on the boat.
Yeah, and then so they couldn't do a bay week, but we thought we'd just do a little bay week anyway, and it was real windy. And we cancelled our own unofficial sail because it was just unofficially too windy to go sailing. And then we went sailing anyway, and we just had a big pitch pole right outside the Duke. Everyone was watching.
Was that on the little boat that could, the little Mighty Snatch?
On the Mighty Snatch, exactly.
Yeah, it's
probably up there with one of the best wipeouts I've ever had in an unofficial regatta.
The Snatch is probably one of the best boats ever designed by Rob Shaw.
It's a good boat.
What are they? They're sports boats, but are they?
It's the Snatch is a little 6.5 metre. Is a friend of ours, Rob's first design, and super fun to sail. Easy, fast, light.
Are they all over like New Zealand, or is it just more of a bay thing?
Quite a lot in Aussie too, eh?
No, there used to be. We used to have 5 or 6 in New Zealand, and over the years they've kind of been sold to Australia.
Yeah.
And now in Australia there's maybe 12 or 13 of them. I'm unsure.
Sports boats owners are a special breed, aren't they? Like there's some characters involved.
Yeah, the sport boat fleet's great. Like we race against the Magic 25s, and Chris and Anne Hurst, they've been in the class ever since I've been sailing the sport boats.
They're like the great grandparents of
They are the grandparents.
That's mean to them, but
they're
great people, aren't they?
They're super great. They love to chat. They love to yacht.
Keep the fizz going.
Love to party.
Yeah. And the Magic 25s.
Yeah,
they're awesome.
They bring a super great, what do you call it?
And they're still up for sailing as well. Awesome.
Yeah.
And those sports boats, a lot of them have weird names.
That's what I was going for.
Can you talk us through?
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, I think the Urban Dictionary's come into play in a few of the names. You wouldn't want to dig too deep.
Yeah,
especially if you have younger ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the sports, even the Magics, they've got some funny names too, and a lot of them are paying out their own owners. Like I've seen one called the Cliffhanger,
Yeah, well, that's Cliffy's boat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Cliffy. Yeah. And is his partner called Hanger, or what's that?
Who knows? I don't know.
What about Team 6? Who owns that one?
That used to be owned by a guy in Taupo.
Oh yeah.
And owned a company called Scotty's Electrical Expertise.
Well, there you go.
So that's where the Team 6 came from.
Oh,
and when Anne bought the boat,
acronym.
When Anne bought the boat, she thought that was such a great name, she kept it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And there's a good one. There's boats that come from all over the country. Like there's one from Wellington, and it's my favourite name, Badonkadonk, which is exactly the noise a sports boat makes going upwind, right?
Yeah, badonk.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing is there's people who come from all over for that fleet, trailing them all over the place.
Yeah,
rusty trailers.
Well, yeah, I just wish our trailer was better, and we need to buy a new one because we went to Wellington before COVID, and the trailer actually snapped in half, and we had to stop in Taupo and weld it back together.
Yeah, nice. Did you have your welding gear with you?
No, we had to stop. Another sport boat owner down in there knew a welder, so we stopped there, and Stu and I have been saying we must buy a new trailer, and we still have not bought a new trailer.
Still.
So now we've condemned ourselves to the Bay of Islands for sailing.
No further. No WAF, no reg.
Exactly.
Love it. Yeah, Bay of Islands is perfect for that. Robs, you've looked like you've had a bit of sun. Salty Sea Dog.
Thanks, pal.
What sailing have you done? Give us a little backstory about what you've
Oh,
what
man,
you've done.
I've been hot on the heels of Scoobs, like trying to do what he's done, you know? Guys like him, like I was really inspired by Peter Blake and
Yeah.
guys like that. And as a little kid, I just needed something to occupy my time, and I'd go down and grab my Starling, and I'd bike from school down to Narrowneck Beach and sail out to the America's Cup course, and I'd surf on all the wake coming back from all the spectators, you know. And I thought, this is so cool. Like, if I show these guys how I can surf on my Starling, they'll probably give me a job.
I'll probably let you drive, yeah.
Probably get a job. I'll probably be driving that cup boat. So I don't know. I've always just like had that little dream, and yeah, and I've like just ended up chasing the idea of trying to do the Volvo. Or I did a little stint at the America's Cup. I did 2 campaigns as like a brush sweeper.
Yeah.
The first one, and I also made some sail mags, and then the next one I did some more sail making, but then got involved with sail analysis, which Scoobs was on that same campaign. So
Yeah.
we rubbed shoulders together for a little while.
Oh, okay.
That was probably my pinnacle. And then I was like, you know what? Like I don't want to be a shore crew guy. I want to try and be on the team. And then so I jumped in trying to do some more yachting, but I did heaps of cool yachting, but I never quite made the team again. But it kind of it's one of those shoot for the moon and land just underneath the stars sort of situation.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where you came in a bit late, and your yachting, the cup changed from having yachters to more cyclors, and
exactly.
Oh, and that transition
Yeah,
stage. Yeah.
There's a lot of us missed out on the because
that's
the older
true.
guys kind of hung on and hung on and hung on.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until these new boats, the foiling generation, arrived that the young guys came through. And
it was a cool thing. Like, you used to watch these guys go up masts. We're talking about today, and you'd go up the rig and look for wind, you know. And and you got to be. There was these rules like you got to stay inside the shear line. So if the boat's tipped over, you're only allowed to go to like spreader 2 or spreader 3, and so there was like you could get protested if your bowman was too high up the mast, looking for breeze and stuff. Like, and you could see these people, someone downstairs covered in spinnaker, and someone putting a pole up, and someone's spinnaker blowing out, and I think that was pretty cool to watch, you know.
yeah, it was.
And it was about people doing like an activity, but now you're kind of watching like it's kind of a bit more like Formula One, where you see a guy's helmet, there's a person, and you watch them hooning around, but you don't see much more than their helmet. Whereas,
What do you guys think about that? Do you think it's
different?
It's different. We have one, and there's a sport boat comes to Bow Islands Race Week every year called the Animal Biscuits.
Yeah.
And that's on foils, and they used to sail. That that we were very competitive with them.
Yeah.
And a few other boats, and now they've stepped out a little. They go so fast now when it's foilable, and they've dropped a crew member. You know.
Oh, really?
Because they don't need the extra sails downwind, and
Well, they've got no to drink with now. No
yeah,
buddies,
so
you
it's
know?
like so
When they hurt themselves, they can't be like, oh man, like I'm feeling
and
sad right now. I need someone to console.
yeah,
And have that.
so it's
Nigel.
Do no maths. But yeah, the cup was a cool thing. Like, you know, some of that foiling stuff's been awesome, coming like all the way down into those little boats. But yeah, like it's an interesting evolution, but so cool. I think we've lost kind of the art of the pole and the spinnaker and that sort of stuff. But you know, the cup evolves, like it's the pinnacle of
the cup evolves. But you want to see the dip pole jibes and the end-to-end pole jibes.
Yeah.
Come to Bay Week and you'll see it.
You'll see that.
See that throughout the fleet.
Yeah. And I think you're seeing a resurgence of that around the world, where people kind of going, you know, whenever there's a recession or whatever, there's always been a drop in boat size. You know, people have stepped out of 50 footers, especially in New Zealand. They've dropped to 40 footers or to 35 footers. So more and more people are sailing little boats with spinnaker poles and spinnakers again, or peeling between a kite and a Jenica and a Code Zero. Got the fro, you know, you got all the fruit. Whereas, you know, the America's Cup guys getting paid megabucks. They're like, what sail should we choose? Oh, maybe a main, maybe a jib,
Maybe a bigger jib.
big choices, boys. They're getting paid heaps of money. But you got old mate out here on a Wednesday night race,
Breaking his balls.
and he's like, should we choose A1, A2, A3, A4, A5? Like, which jib? Like,
And you go back to a Bay Week in 2000, so say 2016, 2017, there'd be 5 or 6 52 footers.
yeah.
And you know, we're not seeing that anymore. The fleets, the New Zealand 52 fleet's gone.
Yeah, it's really
And
cool.
they're into the 40s and just like you're saying, Rob.
And we had that dog match. Remember that dog match back in the recession times of '07, you know? and so, like, it's pretty funny times. But everyone built a catamaran in their back garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and there's all these 8.5s that came out. We used to have heaps of 8.5s would do Bay Week. And we're not seeing people, you know, sailing them as much. A little resurgence at the moment of cats. You kicking around.
The dog match was amazing.
That inspired everyone.
I was lucky enough to be a part of the Oracle team.
Yeah, right.
And we
My condolences.
we built a 69 metre tall wing.
69.
And
Is that another triangle?
Well, no, I didn't have to do that. It was made of carbon fibre and some other
boat builders.
boat builder stuff.
Yeah, cool.
And you think, you think 69 metres. That's not that far, but the Sail GP 50 wings are 25 metres tall.
Yes.
So the thing's absolutely enormous.
It's massive.
Crazy.
It's like a 747 wing.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Very big.
Get a few humans off the ground with that.
Yeah.
You'd hate to fall from the top of that one.
Well, you could actually pull a guy up inside the main spar. He could go up inside.
Oh, really?
On a halyard, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. What are you boys? You've been around for a while.
Thanks,
Couple
mate.
of boys.
Yeah. You got a few grey ones there, Rob.
Talking about 2007. I was like 3 when that happened, I think.
Only relative to how old you are, mate.
But what were your legends growing up? Who'd you guys look up to apart from Scoobs, Robs?
Well, Scoobs, do you want to go first or me?
Well, no, like same as Rob's. I was at school and the Kiwi guys had just won the America's Cup. I was 15 and they'd just won in San Diego.
Yeah.
And there's guys like Robbie Naismith and
Yeah.
you know, being a legend trimmer, and there's Craig Monk and all the guys, Joey Allen, you know.
Yeah.
And I was at school in seventh form a few years later, and Craig Monk came to school to do a talk on sports and sort of motivation and all that kind of jazz. And I had to interview him because I was a sailor at the school.
Yeah.
And then like 3 years later, I was actually working on the same team as him, and I was hoping that he could not remember who I was. I was like, shit, I was there.
What's your favourite
I was
colour?
asking the questions.
Feels like me right now.
That was a good generation of guys, though, eh?
Yeah,
Joey Allen, those guys, they're legends. They're super inspiring, but they'd turn up to your school.
Yep, and now having known them and worked with them all over the years, they're still super great guys.
I remember Rob Woodell
super passionate about the yachting.
Yeah, I remember like guys like Rob Woodell coming to schools and yacht clubs, and you know, he's a rower, but you know, he got involved with Team New Zealand. So cool. Like those guys would come and inspire you, and then you'd meet them and they'd drag you along. Yeah. And I hope the future generations carry that on, you know. Yeah. It's important to bring the next you know, the next kids through.
Speaking of youth, what was the youth classes that you guys came through? I did Starling and 29 and stuff like that, but what was it looking like back in the day?
We at Opua we used to have a Wednesday night fleet of keelboats and some dinghies, and most of the dinghies were FAR 3.7s.
Yeah, awesome.
And so I was 13 years old, and I was like, shit, those boats look real fun.
That's a bit more full on than opting.
Yeah.
Most kids are there, like, I'm going to go sail opting.
And I was way too small for it. But one come up for sale, and I actually paid the guy with a half day's gardening and $50, because that's all I had, you know, as a kid.
Is it true that same guy used to help you when you capsized? He'd swim.
Oh no, that was another guy.
Is it different?
Yeah, another guy in the fleet.
Yeah, you'd capsize,
and
you couldn't get your boat up.
I wasn't heavy enough to tip it back up, so he'd turn around and come back and help me. He'd capsize his and swim over to my one. Yeah, it's great fun.
That's that generation again.
Yeah.
That was a good
days. Super
They'll
helpful.
come and help you out.
They would. And
give you a boat for some gardening. Love it. Cash these days. Where's your cash, son?
Yeah.
Don't make them like you used to, eh?
No.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
Mate, why was Bay Week so cool when it first started? What was so good about Bay Week when it began? Why'd you love it?
It was a home regatta. We were sailing on our home water. We would race. We can race close to the rocks because we know where they are. We were racing once around the Black Rocks, and actually another sport boater, Anne, was following us on the Team 6.
Mm.
In fact,
baby.
she wasn't following us because she actually hit the rock.
Yeah, right.
And she goes, "We were following you." And we went, "Well, you weren't following us because you hit the rock."
Well,
So no, Bay Week's, it's great. It's at home. It's great weather, and there's always a great party.
yeah,
That's why we love it.
Yeah.
And it's brings so many Kiwis together, like yachting from. It's Christmas time, and there's the Hobart's just finished. Everyone's at home.
Yeah.
So it brings so many other professional yachties out.
They nail the time here. There's nothing on in Europe, and so people will come.
Time.
You could walk down the dock and you just wouldn't quite realise who you're walking past. There's some boat royalty kicking about, which is
we get people like the Brad Butterworths and the Don Cowies and they come here regularly to do race Bay Week.
Yeah, and we had a few Olympic sailors.
Yeah.
So
we were talking earlier about who's your inspirations, but like a lot of those Olympic sailors were pretty cool. And there's heaps of women too, like your Leslie Ignots and your Barbara Kendalls and people like that. They were super charismatic and again, like they'd come to your school, come and talk to you about what they'd done, and there's some really cool people about at that time, and they're all fizzing on it. They were loving their sailing and they were doing it not as a job so much, but because they loved it, It's pretty cool. Yeah,
Barbara Kendall, I remember we went to a regatta and a windsurfing regatta in Kaiwi Lakes in the secondary schools.
Kaiwi Lakes.
And Barbara in Dargaville. And Barbara Kendall was up with a bunch of her old windsurf kit.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to have a go on it. It was so much better than the stuff I had.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife grew up in the Cook Islands, and Bruce Kendall turned up. He just got invited. And so, my brother-in-law got trained taught how to sail a windsurfer by Bruce Kendall,
Yeah.
And how cool is that? Yeah. But those guys were like that. They just go around and share their knowledge and, it's cool. I'd love it if Russell Coates popped down to my beach and taught me how to windsurf. That'd be sick.
I think that's the same in our sport boat fleet. We help each other in Bay Week, and we trade tips about how to make our boat go fast, but we hold a few things back.
And I'll keep that winning streak without doing nothing.
Exactly, to keep refining, and it costs a lot of money. Two of our owners, myself and Stuart, are sailmakers, and Tom's the best boat captain in the world. So
I got a good example of how
we're the most unorganised professional outfit there is.
That sports boat fleet's so good. So the snatch that we've sailed on, we needed a number 2 jib. We had this huge number 1 and we just had no number 2, and we didn't have big people on our boat. And I said to Scoobs, like, "Have you guys got any sails on the Angry Dragon?" He's like, yeah, we could probably give you a jib, if you cut it down a little bit, 'cause it's a little bit smaller setup on there. The J's not the same, and so we punch one off the Angry Dragon, and we've cut it down, and we do a few Wednesday nights, and then we turn up on Bay Week. We're ready for the first race, and Stewie's been overseas, and he's like, "Oh yep, number 2 we have it today, boys." And so they go to pull out the number 2, and he's like, "Hey Scoobs, where's the number 2? He's like, "Oh, I gave it to Snatch." And Stewie's dark. Where's my fucking sail?
Where's my sail? Yeah. It's so funny because Stu and my brother used to own the Snatch before Robs took it on, and we had a new jib cut. It was ready to go, and Stu knew the sail needed sewing together, and he just didn't do it. So he didn't have a jib for that regatta. In fact, the jib's still in pieces, still rolled up, ready to sew together.
3 years later. So you got a number 1 and a number 3 on that boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Bay Week Island Party.
Oh yeah.
It's a favourite for me, but what about you guys?
The island parties.
Do you guys remember it?
Mate, there was some island parties in the day that were gold. Like, you just couldn't do it anymore, right? With the health and safety.
Yeah, the health and safety. Back in the day, they used to take the car ferry to Robertson Island.
They'd take that one with the drop down.
Yeah, the car ferry.
They'd have a detail on it.
What?
band,
Yeah.
DJ. They'd have a toilet on it. There was like 3 or 4 portaloos on it. And they would talk it to Robbie's, right?
Robertson,
Island.
yeah. Everyone, like, the last race of the day would finish at Robertson Island.
Oh, that's
man.
awesome.
And the boys would just get, and the girls would just get hammered.
Brilliant. But everyone's having a good time. And it was young and old. That's the cool thing about
Yeah.
yachting, right? Like, you
And-
turn up and everyone's bar karate, like, my boat went this way and you were here and I ducked and we crashed and da-da-da. And it's like, I owe you a beer or I owe you a rum for that one, There wasn't so many protests.
Yeah,
And then it was like, you
and
sorted out at the bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, those guys, fortunate in the small boat fleet to have a chase boat like we do, and I guess the Orange Peeler had back in the day, and they were towing back from Robertson at 25 knots, and they thought, but they'd had a few rums, and they thought it'd be a good idea to be like a water skier out the back and just sort of carve the wake.
So good.
And then they got a bit too sideways and actually got sort of capsized in the wake, and the keel actually snapped off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a big day at the office.
Yeah.
Far out. That's so good. No doubt they had
So yeah,
designated driver on board, and
probably I'd say they did.
but there's a lot of fun to be had, and sometimes the old health and safety doesn't.
No, but
help for
Otahay
much.
Bay, Otahay Bay and Oropuka Puka, what a great venue for
Yeah.
a party.
That is very cool.
The ferry boats going out with the,
Yeah.
Otahay Cruises puts on a great.
It's a perfect
Evening.
spot for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Isn't
Yeah.
it cool to see this year the idea of Bay Week expanding? Like 3 days of fun has always been the go. Now this year's 4 days.
4 days.
4 days of fun.
4 days.
How exciting!
And in the future, will it be, dare I say it,
Oh,
5 days of fun?
Well, let's hope it could be 7 days,
7 days would be.
and then a day and a late day.
Late day would be.
Later and
Yeah.
maybe the day after the island party.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
Can you see a day where, your parents started this right at the very beginning? We talked about the humble beginnings, but is there a day where Bay Week's right up there with cows and Hamo?
Well, I think it could be like if the Kiwis keep showing up, we got entries from Aussie coming over. More and more people do it, then for sure maybe there could be like an Admiral's Cup down in New Zealand. Who knows? There needs to be some kind of international sporting kind of sailing down here.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Keel
eh?
boats.
And when you can do that flip season, New Zealand's
Yeah.
a great spot to come.
Exactly. There's nothing going on in the UK. Well, apart from everyone goes to the Caribbean, which is terrible sailing there.
That's no good there.
It's even worse than the Bell Islands.
That's still, that's like pirates and square riggers and cumlesses and stuff, The real gold is in the Otahay Bay.
Exactly.
Playing touch rugby on the sands in Paradise Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a pretty awesome spot. Best memory of Bay Week? Or is it could have been one of the island parties?
Well,
Or just great racing?
I think one of the best days yachting I had in the bay was on the old mighty Snatch, the Shore 650.
Yeah.
And we were screaming into the Tāpeka Point. There was a mark. Dad had put a mark right on the bricks. Basically, it was a kite down, jibe, and then out of there. So you
Lift your keel over the rock.
So you weren't out on the rock. And we had a bit of a cluster, like Stu's driving and Tom's trimming the kite. And Stu's like, Tom, get the kite down. And Tom just leans in on his trapeze, looks back at Stu and says, I'll tell you when I'm taking it down. Stu's like, there's rocks in front, there's plenty of rocks. Tom's like, I'll tell you. And he's like, okay, now. Kite comes down, drive over. Stu's like, never doubted you, mate. That's one of the highlights. When you
the boat banter.
Bit of boat banter, but full trust in the guy doing his job.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome when you've sailed for someone for so long. That
Yeah, I've sailed with my brother since we were, I guess he was 5 and I would have been 10. So yeah, many years together.
So what would you do to make the event better in the future? What would you tweak?
Wow. What would we tweak? I think we asked for a new boat ramp for a, you know.
A wider boat ramp for more sports boats. It really is about the sports boats.
Yeah, well, no, like you say, I think a later time would be great.
Yeah.
A lot of people get frustrated with waking up early with a bit of dust,
Yeah.
especially Stu.
And when you sit there and wait for the breeze to come.
You know, no one's getting any younger and the breeze doesn't come any earlier.
What's annoying is there's still wind at 9 o'clock at night and the sun's still up.
Exactly.
Keep yachting, you know.
What about you, Robs?
Oh, mate, what frustrates me is like being in a little sports boat and you've got this like, maybe you've got a little engine or maybe you don't. But you've got that big long sail down to the start line, and it's often the best send of the day. Like it's a classic. Like you'll have a southerly at the start.
You have a nice drainage breeze, and out you go,
hosing it down to the start line, having the best sail of the day. You get there, the breeze dies, and you fluff about for a while.
Then you drink all your beers you've had for the land for the day.
And you tell a few stories and da da da. But then you kind of like got no points on the board yet, you know, and then finally the breeze calms and it's real shifty and they try to start a windward fluid and you get halfway up the beat and then they call you back and then they start another one and then they call you back and then like 3 hours later you finally get a race away. But I feel like it'll be, for sports boats especially, or maybe sports boats and little boats, it'd be cool to do a bit of a race straight from the Opal Cruising Club down to the start.
Yeah.
Race one. You know, race one.
Yeah, race one.
You know, because you're sailing there anyway, because we're sailing boats. And and then you get there and then maybe you do a harbour course, like a small harbour course with, you know, just in the light breeze when it's flicking around. It doesn't matter if you're reaching and it comes forward 30, 40 degrees or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when the breeze settles, we can do some umbilics, you know, and then maybe even race home to the bar because we have to sail all the way back anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a race through the start would be good, but the maxi sport boat fleet, we tend to use a chase boat to tow us down there.
Yeah, nice. No,
And we tend to hook up.
that's the pros talking.
We hook up like, we have a sister ship in Wellington, same design. Actually, the boat builder, Matty G.
Yeah, maybe.
And he has the same boat as us.
The Daisy Jukes.
Daisy Jukes, and we tow him to the start, and we always like to help out the Ghost Rider, Phil Jamison and his lads.
Robbie's
Young team, as we, you know, his kids and their, you know, friends.
Robs is out there with his paddle trying to get to
Yeah,
this other
Yeah, well, I remember a few years ago, Phil was sailing his Beaker 7.5 with his kids and going super well. Like they were talking about the next generation.
Yeah, that's super cool.
They were like still in high school, mid 13, 14 years old.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's
So-
massively oversized, like harness.
Yeah, like,
you know, Dan's harness.
and even the last Bay Week on the Orange Pooler, there was Grant McInnes sailed with 3 high school students.
Yeah, probably
And
13, 12 years
I remember sailing. I used to own that boat, and I used to sail with this guy Derek Saywood, who was a grinder in the America's Cup.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
He was huge. He was 110, 120 kilos,
He talks a lot of rubbish too.
and he was like hanging on to the Jenica sheet. And I was thinking last Bay Week there was a high school kid hanging on to the Jenica sheet.
Yeah.
Derek makes it look really hard. How did those people go around? Like, he's a big guy.
There's America's Cup sailor.
I know. Yeah.
I have an idea.
Well, let's hear it.
Bring the LGP to Bay Week.
Here it is.
Thoughts?
That's a great idea. What a venue!
Yeah.
Have them riffing around at Bay Week.
Yeah,
Sit
you
a
could
call
set up.
with them.
We could set the grandstand up at Waitangi Yacht Club.
Yeah.
Race riding on the beach there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sick. Be pretty amazing.
Tell Cootsie.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I'll give you Coots' direct dial line, and away you go.
Let's ring him now. Let's get him on the speaker. He can join the potty.
Or phone a friend sort of session.
I'm sure Blair would be keen to get the.
Oh, he'd love to go back.
Yeah, he's a
wouldn't
Kerry lad.
Yeah.
He'd love to get the Bay Week and the Black Foils.
Have they finished their fastnet yet?
Oh no, Blair. Burling finished the other day
Oh, yeah.
in the try room.
He looked like he just had a shower and he was looking fresh when he popped off.
Yeah.
You know what I love about the Admiral's Cup is it's quite small boats relatively, right? Like,
52s and 40s.
yeah, and so you've got like like usually the fastnet, all the gurus are like 100-footers.
Yeah.
And there must be this batch of young dudes
Oh.
that are all on the big boats right now. But what's gold is that those old boys, like they have done, like they've been on the glory boats, they haven't done it hard, but they're all doing it real hard right now.
They're doing it super tough.
And they're on little boats and they're
What?
getting smashed. Like we always used to get here. We always got the 50s or the 40-footers, and you'd see all those famous sailors.
Was it just real physical or just getting thrown around sort of
Well,
thing?
it's just
They're like upwind of the rock this year.
like it's you're in a 40-footer, and it's like
That's too small for the ocean. You know, they used
like
to
you're
get big
getting
boats.
wet, you're getting. There's
But
no,
they're on inshore
you're
boats.
sleeping in like those races. You sleep in your wet weather gear, but you like I did a race on the fastnet on the 40 with my brother, and I was in this pipe cut above him, and I'd have to get in there, pull up the string, and I was jammed in there. I couldn't move, couldn't roll over.
Yeah, ideally you are jammed in so you don't bounce.
No, but I
up
couldn't
and
roll.
down.
I couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
And then to get out, Tommy had to get out of his boat like
before you could move.
before I could even get out. Like this is just brutal. There's a tiny thing downstairs.
Yeah.
Sketchy, eh?
Yeah, it
You're
would be-
Chinese and you're like pins in the wood and you can't get out. Bro, get out of your boat. And he's like, I've knocked myself out. Like, get out of your boat.
Yeah.
Do you need a little top up before we do an outro?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, we'll give you a
Are
little.
we what time are we at?
Just the water, the sparkling water.
Well, thank you for joining us on our first edition of 9-Pin, Bay of Islands Sailing Week newest podcast, brought to you by Insight Media. Massive thanks to these two lads. Thanks guys for coming.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for having us. It's been, great chat with you guys. Yeah, Rob's is always a great chat. Good
Nice.
banter.
And it's good to see the young fellas coming up with some good questions, and and plugging along. And
Teaching these.
I think Sis and Jacob have been quite involved with organising the next regatta. I'm pretty pumped about it. It's going to be really modern and
That's
unique
good.
ideas.
Yeah, no, like, yeah.
It's sick. It's cool that some people are taking charge and just taking it on, make it fun.
Teaching some old boys and some new
Yeah,
tricks, eh?
I'm sure that you and Jacob are going to do a great job next, and Rob's. But I'm also sure Mum and Dad are always going to be there,
Yeah.
helping out in the background.
Yeah, that's
Even though they're not a part of it anymore, they can't sit still, and
They deserve a rest.
and they love it.
I think there's a bit more people than just me and Jacob or this Jacob, but looking forward to this year's one. Should be epic.
You got
Oh,
weather,
Next
weather,
year's one.
you got a weather forecast for that yet, or
Yeah.
what are we motoring our
Yes.
boats to?
That's just 15,
Sea
20
breeze.
knots, sea breeze
So
every day.
Yeah, epic.
That's what we're hoping for. But
Dolphins.
dolphins, sunshine, warm water. No dolphins because we can't run over them.
dolphins just in the distance.
In the distance.
Oh yeah, that's right. There, 5 knots.
Warm water, cold beers.
But it'd be great to see people enter, really. Like, that's a big one, I think. 'Cause
Yeah.
people sit on their hands a little bit, but you always do it, and it really helps the organisers out. So, like, if you guys are listening in, like, while you're doing it, maybe we should have said this at the start, but, enter early and the guys can get a bit of a budget together and, they can make a great event if we're all there nice and early.
That's the thing. Eh? No one like enters until the last couple of weeks. And
Yeah.
I never enter the house. I'm not that guy, surely.
No.
Do you enter the week before? Your parents are involved, and maybe they enter you. Maybe your mum does your
No.
washing. Maybe mum does your washing and then enters.
No, generally we leave it up to Stu to enter our boat. If Stu's yachting with us, like last year he didn't yacht with us, which is a shame, because it was just Tommy and me, and
Did anyone enter?
should I hope so.
We did check the results.
No, what? Yeah, no, I'm sure we entered.
you guys won it,
But
didn't you?
yeah, no, we won it.
Yeah.
We actually won it with a couple of mates from other sport boats. It was amazing. Hopefully Stu enters us now.
Yeah, well, you'll be on to it.
He wants to go sailing, so
Or is he Samoa right now?
yeah, I think he's in Samoa.
They've probably got some good Wi-Fi there. He'll be able to enter from Samoa. You send
Yeah.
X message.
Yeah, I'll send him a message tonight.
WhatsApp or Messenger?
Well, Stu's pretty bad on the comms, really, so probably WhatsApp.
Send him a smoke signal.
Send them a pigeon. Sponsors, if you want to get in touch, please email admin@boisailingweek.org.nz. We've got some pretty epic opportunities still available.
And why would you not want to sponsor Bay of Islands Race Week?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool opportunity to get in front of some good people and
Good
some
people.
banter.
Yeah, put some good brands out there.
And there's a lot of locals too that are coming down and checking it out, enjoying the music and the band and stuff. It's a good event,
Yeah.
Some great summer vibe.
It is a good summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I'm your host, Liz. Catch you next time. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
See you at the
Thanks.
9 pin.
Thanks.
Yeah,
It's
9 pin.
great.